episode. How's everybody doing? We're gonna give you a few seconds so more people tune in. So in this live, we're gonna talk about a few things before you invest money or before you start a t-shirt business, because it is very important that you gather all the information needed before you make that investment. I know that, I mean, depends on which vinyl cutter you end up getting, and we're gonna cover a little bit about that. You know, the type of vinyl cutters and the process that we're gonna use. Like for today's project, we're gonna use heat transfer vinyl, also referred to HTV, but there's another method that you can do. We've been using this method, screen printed transfer. And we're gonna talk about these later on in this video. So I'm gonna put this on the side, the transfers. I'm gonna move them aside. And so for today's video, although we're not gonna use the Cameo 4, but we have lots of videos when where we show you how we use this vinyl cutter. Right now you can get it for around $200. This is the 12-inch. We strongly recommend that you guys get the Cameo Pro, which is a 24-inch vinyl cutter, same size as the vinyl cutter we're gonna be using today. Today we're gonna use this one here, the Graphtec CE 6060, and is a 24-inch vinyl cutter. This is by far our favorite machine, but if you don't have the money to invest in a vinyl cutter, right now you can get it for about $2,000. So you can see a huge difference in prices. We're not gonna get too much into details because, you know, every vinyl cutter has pros and cons. But I'm gonna move this to the side, the Cameo. And as I said it, I'm gonna be using the HTV, the Caesar Easy Weed. Right now, what I'm about to do, I'm gonna align it. We only need to cut one design, so it's not gonna be a long project.
And that's gonna be today's project.
Yeah, actually, I wanna, now that you are showing this, I wanna show them like, so yeah, as you mentioned it, this is the project, and I'm gonna have to mirror it. That's another thing that you have to know when using HTV vinyl, which is different than the one we use for making decals. The HTV, you have to mirror it, and we have a little icon here to mirror it. But you can also mirror it if you have this vinyl cutter in particular. You can also mirror it, and I'm gonna go ahead and send it just the way it is without doing mirror. Go ahead and send it to Cutting Master 3. And I'm gonna add the weeding boxes as well as mirror the image once we are on that software. It's gonna take a little bit. All right, now we have our screen, the Cutting Master 3. And we only need, first of all, I'm gonna make sure to just do one cut, one design. And this is the best position because, yeah, we wanna use less material possible. And I'm gonna go to the first icon here. And I'm gonna go here where it says mirror, none, but I'm gonna click, and we just want it this way, okay? This is the best position, I think, yeah. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the second icon. It says open the weed setting window, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click on this little icon here, and it has the weed box. And now I'm gonna add some padding. I think right there is good. And now the weed lines, I'm gonna add it horizontal. You could do different ones, you can mix them, but some designs won't work, depends on the letters and stuff. So this is the best option. Now that we are ready to send it, these are the settings. Offset 0, speed 44, acceleration 1, cut force 13. One thing I missed, I forgot that I need to align this, otherwise the vinyl cutter wouldn't work. And I'm gonna send it to the back, and just pay attention to the little line alignments here that we have. This will tell you if your vinyl is aligned or not. And I think we are good right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it. All right, and now it's gonna take a little bit. I don't know if you, Luis, you wanna place the camera using the tripod, or are you good right now?
Yeah. Well, while this is cutting, let me tell you guys something. If you're gonna start a t-shirt business, of course you're gonna need a vinyl cutter. If you're going to make decals too, and you can make t-shirts too. But one of the things that we had mentioned is that no matter if you do The screen printing transfers, which we get online, I'm gonna leave all the information below after the live is done. You always gonna need the vinyl cutter or HTV because not all customers are gonna get huge quantities. These transfers are great for when you get huge orders like 50 or even hundreds of shirts. But the HTV will be more expensive if you do a huge quantity. So that is one of the difference between the transfers and the HTV. We're gonna get more into that as we go, but you will always need that machine or the HTV vinyl because sometimes we get like this order is only how many?
7 t-shirts.
7 t-shirts, and yeah, I mean you still make good money if you sell them for a good price, but I mean if they're willing to pay like the retail price, which is like 25 per shirt, you know, I mean, they provided the shirt, so I will probably do like between like $15 to $20, depends on where you live and you know how much you pay for your vinyl.
Yep.
But that also, you know, depends a lot on that. So that is one of the things that I wanted to mention, that you will always still use the HTV because not all the projects are gonna be big, and you can still, you know, make business. So
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like not only can you make t-shirts, but you can also make the car stickers, which we make, or car decals, which we make a lot. We sell a lot of those. Also the car magnets, banners, yard signs. And in the meantime, while we wait for the vinyl cutter, let me get the HTV vinyl. In case you're not very familiar with the types of vinyls, this one on my right hand side is the HTV, the Caesar Easy Weed, and this one is the Oracle 651. They work completely different. For the HTV, you have to mirror the images, as we said it earlier, but for the decal vinyl, you don't have to mirror your images. It works totally different. So I always...
and that one comes with the transfer, the HTV. This one you have to apply it, which is that one, the Art Tape Clear Choice 8075.
Yeah, that's our favorite. And now the vinyl cutter is ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it from here.
By the way, guys, if you're liking this video, make sure you hit the like. That would really help us to spread the word for people that want to start their t-shirt business on 2024.
And by the way, Luis was talking about the transfer that comes with the Caesar vinyl, and it is this one here on my right hand side is the one that comes with it. We don't have to apply it, like it already comes with it. And I saved this because I like to just put the extra material on there. And I'm gonna move the t-shirts to the side. Luis said the quantity, so it was just 7 of them. And that's very nice that you can, if you own a vinyl cutter, you can work.
I'm gonna put this on the stand, on the tripod, so I don't move too much. Sorry guys, I had too much coffee already, so I'm gonna
maybe
try
you
not
haven't
to
had
move.
enough. Maybe that's why you're shaking.
Yeah.
Is that a good angle?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure that, yep. Okay. So I'm gonna start weeding out, and since we added the weed boxes, it makes it a lot easier. I'm gonna start with the numbers. Although I've noticed that when we use the weed boxes, especially with Oracle 651, it works a lot better. It makes, like this one is not as challenging, I would say. That you can always place back, like if part of the letters come off or the logo, you can always replace it, put it back. I mean, with Oracle, you can do the same thing, but it's a little bit more of a challenge. And see how easy it is to weed this out if you get the settings correctly.
Yeah, it is nice when it's a small order, but just imagine making 100 shirts with that HTV vinyl.
Yeah.
It will be a long process. You will, you know, work a lot. I mean, if you already work from home, it's still nice, but I'm a lazy guy, so this is why we're trying the transfers, and we keep it one color, so that way it's more affordable for them and easier for us too. So that's another thing that you should consider when you have big orders. Consider using the transfers, and as we have a lot of videos already from these transfers, and we have really good feedback so far. So and I don't know about how much or how long they last, but For sure, this one will last a little longer than the HTV. Plus, it'll be cheaper because when you get like 50 transfers, which is by the way, it's 12 by 12. You get them for $1.78, I believe. I'm not really sure, but it's not more than $2 per transfer, so that's for sure. And how much will you say, Saul, that we spend for this
It
shirts?
depends on the quantity that we get, but I would say like
I mean,
around
for
two
that,
dollars, 2.50, something like that. The cheapest we could get it is about $2. That was a few months ago. I need to check the prices, but somewhere around that area. So like $2, 2.50, something like that. If we get like I forgot how big the rolls are, but so what would you say be the key or the quantity to make it work with the transfers, like 24
like
or
2 dozens.
two
I
dozens?
usually require 2 dozens because the customers that we have, they always come back. So we're gonna have like 25 transfers left, but we can use them for the next order. So when they come back, we already have their transfers. We just, get the t-shirt order. They usually get always the same color. So we try to keep it simple, and that will actually help us a lot. And we don't have to weed out. We can just, place the logo and hit press, and so easy. So
Yeah.
that's why I think this is a good way for you to start a t-shirt business for if you do like a lot of t-shirts. If you want to start with like, smaller quantities, then the HTV is definitely the best way.
Yeah, so like the point is that I think being able to offer both is good. Like if you have a customer that only needs a few shirts, and the thing about like how we sell the transfers is like most of our customers do like construction work, like or some of them are landscapers, a lot of them are painters. Their t-shirts usually last a few tries, a few. They don't keep them for that long because they usually get ruined. So the way we sell it is we tell them that we try to give them the best deal, and by getting the transfer, we are able to do that because
Yeah, because we can lower our prices because with HTB, if they get a dozen of those shirts, I'll sell them for $18 a piece. But I encourage them to get another dozen so they get it down to $15 per shirt because that will be actually cheaper for them, easier for me, and we'll get to make more money too. So that's our sales pitch that we have. We tell them you want them cheaper, you have to get more t-shirts. And we actually explain them because, like Saul mentioned it, and I'm glad he did mention, construction workers, they wash their shirts like probably a lot. So, when you wash your t-shirts, the HTB, you never know how it's going to react. And every time you wash it, and it's gonna the vinyl might fall off, or you never know, it cracks.
yeah.
Especially big solids like that, I don't trust HTV for like big squares like that one. So
So
screen printing will be better, I think, in my opinion, for those type of designs.
So, like I was reading, getting information about Caesar Easy Weed, and according to the information I was able to find online, like if you only use one color, like the one we are using, actually this was made with that, and I've had this shirt for a long time, and you can see that the vinyl is cracking, but I've washed it more than at least I would say more than 20. I mean, I don't keep it's hard to keep track of how many times you wash it, but I would say more than 20 times, and that's what I read on online, that the vinyl should last no less than 30 washes. But if you start using more additional colors, then the second layer will last less. And also, I was going through there's another vinyl that we don't use that often because it's a lot harder to weed out. Like if you're doing like big numbers and letters, it's very easy to work with. I'm talking about thermofilm, and you can get that from stalls.com. That's where we got the heat press, and that vinyl is better for to I forgot what it's called, dye migration, like when you are heat pressing red t-shirts especially, or any kind of what is it called, I forgot the process where they use the heat press and the yeah,
Sublimation.
sublimation. Yeah, when some t-shirts are sublimated, and if you use a white color, like sometimes it turns pink. Like if you're using a red, sublimated t-shirts, like the color of the vinyl will turn pink.
And even this company, they ask you the color of the garment that you are planning to use the transfer for. Like, in case, I guess, if they're going to give you a different transfer for to avoid any dye migration, like red colors, so you have to specify to them what's the color of the garment that you or the shirt that you're working on. So I think even with them, it's the same thing. You know, you have to consider dye migration with certain colors. So
I mean, it's not to make you panic or anything, but I mean, those are a few things that you will learn as you get into this type of business. So it's always good that you are gathering as much information as you can, especially before you start your t-shirt business. But I think this is ready, and this is the reason why we need to mirror, because the adhesive it's at the bottom of it. So we have to place it like this, and then it has to be heat pressed in order for the adhesive to activate. That's like the huge difference between HTV vinyl and the Oracle 651 vinyl. So I'm gonna move this garment to the side. This one's been pressed already. So, and I'm gonna get the other, but I'm gonna show you the type of shirt that I'll be using. And as Luis said it, the t-shirts were provided. We didn't buy this, and this is the material. Is it focused?
50% cotton, 40% polyester.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the brand Sonama, and they bought it from Kohl's. No advertising. I think we're giving free advertising. Okay, so the thing about, like, when you are starting your shirt business, always make sure that you invest in a good heat press, because you can use the Cameo. That's fine. That's a very affordable vinyl cutter. But when it comes to the heat press, I strongly recommend that you guys invest. Like, personally, I wouldn't invest less than $500 in a heat press. I know it's easy for us to say it because we've been doing this, but if we could go back in time, yeah, that's what we would do. Like, we would invest at least $600 in a good heat press that we know it's gonna last, and the t-shirts are gonna be, like, we're gonna get the best results.
And also make sure it's big enough.
16
Big
by
enough,
20,
at least
15
15
by
by 15.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they get excited when they see a good heat press, but they don't consider the size, and at the end they end up returning it. And we say this because this has happened to people that follow us in our Spanish version of RDI. They tell us all the time, you know, I made a mistake, I got the wrong size. But, you know, always consider that.
This heat press will cost you about $1,800. Yeah, $1,800. It sounds like a lot, but yeah, it is actually a big investment. But yeah, it is close to $2,000, and it's 16 by 20, and it's the automatic auto clamp. And also, we recommend that you guys get the pillow, the Teflon pillow, and also the cover. You can get it from the same place, stalls.com, but you can also get it from Amazon. We're gonna leave the links after this video is over. And if you guys want to check out some options that we have on our website, that is www.rdidecals.
And I left it on the first comment of this live. So,
And like, this shirt wouldn't be a problem because it doesn't have the, like, a pocket, or it doesn't have a color like the polo shirts. But we could get away without using the pillow, which I'm not gonna do. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure that the heat press or the shirt gets the good pressure, medium pressure. But I'm gonna line it like that, and I'm gonna pre-press it for about 3 seconds. We might have the temperature a little bit high. I think I'm gonna lower it to 310 and 4.
and another tip that I want to give you guys is that if you feel like the pressure is too hard, or you feel like it's too strong, then always loosen up a little bit. Because if it's too high, if you think it's gonna be better, then you know, you also want to be not too strong, not too loose. So
make sure you follow the instructions of the seller. Also, this machine, the heat press that we have here, it tells you exactly the pressure that you are applying, and that's one of the things that we love about this heat press. Now that I've pre-pressed it, it's time to start aligning or design. And I'm gonna do about like 3 inches from the
the color.
The color, yeah. Let me get the
But
measuring tape. Yeah,
the
here it
one of
is.
the good things about HTV is, like Saul mentioned, the transfer is sticky. If you're not sure, you can lift up the shirt to get a look of how it's gonna look like. I think he's gonna do that in a
Yeah.
second. And that's a good thing about the HTV. We're gonna show you the other transfer, the difference in between both. So
Yeah, it's always good to, if you're using the Caesar Easy Weed, you can always lift it. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why it comes with like a sticky, or the transfer is sticky. See, it makes it really easy to pick it up and get an idea if it's aligned. And I think it looks good right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it, heat press it, and I'm gonna do the full cycle. And the settings, I lowered it to 310 degrees, and I'm gonna give it less than 14 seconds. So yeah, those are the settings that we have: the heat press and the pressure about 7, not too hard. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the transfer.
and this is a peel hot, of course. Just be careful, don't burn yourself. So
Yep, you can do a hot or a cold peel, so it works either way. And we are ready. We finished applying our HTV Caesar Easy Weed vinyl. Yeah.
and guys, another tip that I want to give you is that if you're gonna make t-shirts with HTV, consider keeping it no more than 2 colors, because for the main reason HTV is more expensive. The second reason is that the more layers you put on top of each one, the most likely it's gonna peel off. So, it's not gonna be good review for you. So
Yep.
try to keep it clean like this one color design. And if the customer wants 2 colors, that's fine. If they want 3, just make sure you charge properly. And by the way, if you are a gold member, you can use our calculators to get an idea of how much you can price your t-shirts. We have the t-shirt calculator, the decal calculator, and the vinyl sign calculator. And also, as I mentioned last week, you can also now do your custom invoices. You can download your file to your computer, and it will not need any internet or Wi-Fi. It can work without that. However, certain mobile devices might not work on due to privacy settings or because the memory is full, but I recommend you use it with a computer or a tablet.
In case you guys are wondering about this design in particular, I mean, it's very simple. If you've been doing this for some time, you know that you can make it with using Silhouette Studio, or you can use CorelDRAW. I mean, it's not very complicated. If you're just getting started, this might be a little bit of a challenge. But the good thing about this design in particular, the lady, like her grandson, he does graphic designing. So he designed the logo. He sent it to me. So I got it in I think it was a PNG file. It only took a few steps to just vector it. It was very simple. Not every design is gonna be like that. Not everybody's gonna have a relative that does graphic designing. But that's why we have so many videos where we show you a little bit of how we vector our logos or other resources that you can use. Like sometimes we use free pictures. I think it's called Free Pick.
Yeah, Free Pick.
I mean, it's not free because you have to pay. I think it's like $120 a year, per year, and you get to download.
There are many websites where you can get like
buy the images or
the vector images, but yeah, I mean, usually the customers provide the design. If we have to, we just charge a setup fee for their design, depending on how much they get. Because I usually I don't tell them about that fee. I just put them in their quote. But if it's a big order or something that it's more than $600, $700 project, then I will consider not charging for that. But that's up to you. I'm just talking for me.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do
the screen printing transfer. I forgot.
We need to drink more coffee.
And this is the transfer we're gonna apply. Of course, are the ID decals or official logo.
First, let me tell you the type of garment that I'm gonna be using is Gildan, and is the dry blend, the 50 cotton, 50 polyester. These usually don't shrink that much, and the color will last longer. I mean, this is a white color, but if I was using a black color, the black will stay longer. The settings are the same, right?
Yes, they
Okay.
usually, this company, I'm gonna leave the information below, but this company usually sends you the instructions from pressure to temperature and all that. So they take care of you, so you don't have to worry about that. They always send you instructions for each order, even if you already know the settings, they always send them to you anyways.
That's nice that they do that.
And the only downside about this, as I mentioned, is that the transfer is paper. It's not
But
sticky like the HTV, so you have to use a different method. You have to be more expert in order for you to do this
aligning.
type of transfer, align it, because I mean, I usually use the ruler that Saul has there, and if this one is an extra large, I know it's gonna be around 8 inches from the shoulder line to down below. But
I'm doing it backwards so you guys see, but he's talking about like this
yeah,
dimension. But see, one thing, like what it seems like a con, but it's also a pro. Like if you, like Luis was talking about how the backing is not sticky, but the good thing is that if you have, let's say, like 36 t-shirts, you can place them on top of each other, and you would only need like a small section to be working. Like if you split the design, like I can place it on top. I mean, I could do this with HTV, but it will take a lot longer to remove it. Like if I was like gonna place it on top like that, just to, like when I'm applying it, if I want to save some space. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-press for about 3 seconds.
I think they even recommend that too. Even if it's a different type of process, you still have to pre-press to get rid of the wrinkles and the moisture. So
Okay, so now I can see through the paper, so I kind of get an idea. Right now it's kind of low, so I'm gonna place it like,
you can do it at 8 or 8.5. I
yeah,
noticed that for extra large, but also depends on the design.
yep,
It's not really all the time, but it depends, because this one it's a circle, so it's a square.
I can do it now, right?
And if it's
Yes,
a yeah,
I'm gonna
if
do it. Go
it's a
ahead.
rectangle, then yeah, it's gonna be a little higher
And
than
the
that.
settings are the cool thing is that the settings are the same as with Caesars. It
Yeah,
might be a few degrees difference, but not a
it
big deal.
won't hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have done it, and we have washed ours for so long, so many times, and we
I can
love
do
this
hot peel, right?
transfers. Yeah, it's a hot peel.
All right.
That's
See?
beautiful, beautiful design right there. Show it to the camera, so I feel cocky right now. So see that? That's beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, these are the difference between both. And if you get a vinyl cutter and you are gonna do like decals, you definitely, it's worth it. But if you're just gonna do t-shirts, because there's a lot of people that only do t-shirts, they don't want anything to do with decals, then definitely just a heat press, a nice one. If you wanna go seriously on your business, you, like Saul said, invest in a good machine or a good heat press and the transfers, and you all set.
And if you guys want to learn more about this process, like the heat transfers, we have videos about that process in particular if you want to get more information. So I strongly recommend that you guys go and check out our channel and look for those videos. I don't know if do we have any questions? Are we going to answer any
Yeah, I
questions?
think we have one question from Hazel Eyes. Can you give a price point of how much you charge for the yard sign, one-sided or double-sided? Well, the prices here, at least for our business, this is our business rules, because every business has a rule, and ours is they cannot get only one yard sign. It has to be a minimum of 3, and we only keep it one size because we noticed that one of the sizes that it's more popular for the type of people that we work with, which is construction, lawnmowers, landscaping companies. They usually get the 24 by 18, and we require like 3 of them, double-sided. We don't give them an option of one side or 2 sides. We just tell them 120 for all 3, but that's just us.
But there's other ways where you can always get better deals if you go to, I mean, I'm not saying get it from here, from this place, but I mean, there are so many different options, whatever you think is best for you. It also depends on your location, but we've been using God Prints a lot. But I know there's another one, You Printing, there's Vista Print, or whatever company you think has the best deals, but you can also outsource. And let me show you I'm gonna move the computer over here. This is one of our customers that, is it a good
Yeah.
angle? Can they see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've been outsourcing his yard signs because, as you can see, it has a whole bunch of different colors. It wouldn't be affordable like to do it the way we do. Like imagine adding. It has like 4 different colors. It would take a lot. Labor-wise, it'll be a lot, and the materials. So it would be very expensive if we were to make these every time. So what we do, we usually get them from gotprint.com. And we keep it about the same price unless he gets, let's say, 50 yard signs. Then that will make a huge difference. We'll
But
probably,
yeah, but that also depends on the quantity.
yeah, yeah.
It's not very affordable for you to only do 1 yard sign and outsource, because outsourcing, they're gonna charge you for the quantity and also the shipping. So at the end, you're only gonna make a few bucks if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So you have to sell it for, at least I wouldn't sell one, but if I have to, it will have to be around $50 for me. It'll be make it worth.
So let's put it this way, okay? When we started in this business, like I talked about this before, like one of the best days for me was when I noticed that, or I realized that I could cover, like back then when I was working part-time, I was making about $90 a day waiting tables. But if they gave me a choice to make 3 yard signs and cover that much, like whatever I needed to make, I would I wouldn't even think about it. I would rather make yard signs, or make a yard sign and make a few t-shirts and cover that, and not leaving home. Like if I had the option to stay home, drink coffee, that's one of the things I love, drinking coffee, listening to my music, I would rather do it. But it's not good to keep it this mindset all the time, because as time goes by, you have to focus in growing the business as well. And that's one of the reasons why we always go after selling car decals, because that's where the money is. But it's good to be able to do this once in a while, to work on small projects.
Yeah, especially right now when it's cold outside, and it's still cold here where we live. And I mean, right now it's picking up the business. We have sold so many yard signs, and a few months ago I even mentioned that you need to start advertising yard signs too, because that's the perfect time right now. People are everywhere getting yard signs, and right now is the best product to advertise in your business, the yard signs. If you have a decal, I mean a vinyl cutter or a printer, of course, will be much better. But if you have any of those, yard signs are number 1 right now.
So let's put this order, give you an example with this order. So 7 t-shirts, and like when I was waiting tables before I left my job, I was making about 90. I said it earlier, but like on weekends I would make like 110, something like that, 120. And with this order, we would be very close to that quantity, 7 t-shirts. So just think about it. I guess it depends on where you stand right now. If you're just starting your business, I mean, it's good to be able to do this from home and have an option. That's how I look at it. But now we've been doing it for some time now, so this wouldn't keep us alive. We need to make more money than just $90 per order.
Yeah, when you starting, as you mentioned, it is good. But if you are fully depending on this business, you have to step up your game, grind, whatever word you want to use. You have to, sell a lot of big quantities and do services, different types, because that is another reason why I had this now the invoicing system. And as I told you on the last previous live that we had, that don't only rely on physical products but also digital products too. So if you want to sell those invoices to your customers, you can do it now with your RDI Gold membership, and you can download. You don't have any limit of how many invoices you can download to your computer that are customized.
And that's a great point that he's bringing, and that's another reason why we always recommend that you guys get your vinyl cutter, because as Luis was saying, do not rely in just one product, and it's the same with physical products. Do not rely in just making T-shirts or just making decals. You can also make yard signs, banners, wall decals, all kinds of different products with the same vinyl cutter. You don't have to get an additional vinyl cutter or a different machine. So that's a great thing of owning a vinyl cutter.
And we have all of that in our channel. You can visit our channel and give us a like, of course, and this video too if you like this transmission. If you got some information for your t-shirt business, there's a lot of people that already know this, but there's always new people trying to start a t-shirt business, and this video will be perfect for them. So we really appreciate if you give us a like and also subscribe too. And from my part, I think this is it for this video. Do you have anything else to add?
No. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, we'll see you guys until the next one. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, thank you guys. As always, we really appreciate your support. And we will see you guys again on the next video. Thank you very much.
See you.